Hey all, how's it going? So today, I gotta come up with better ways to intro myself. So today, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. There's only so many things you can say that aren't gonna get old pretty quick. But I don't know. I guess you have to be a regular watcher for that to ever become an issue, right? I mean, you'd have to watch like all of them and go, dude, come up with something new, man. Your intros are getting stale. Now, I keep changing around my camera because fact is my camera's not great. None of them are. I have a DSLR that stutters. I don't know why it freezes up. I was looking online for another one, but they're expensive. I mean, even used, I thought maybe get a 5600 that has native webcamming, or it's designed to feed the data or feed the video 1080p, that kind of thing. But even one of those is like $400. And webcams, they don't focus well, and they need to be like right in front of the object to make it look nice. I have two good lenses. I have a Nikon DSLR lenses, two of them that can get really close, and I can put the camera like out of the screen, and so it makes it, bearable. But alas, I don't remember when I bought this camera. It's probably about, 10 years ago, but I still feel like I'm buying them all the time. It's just so many things to do webcam, to do web video. Well, it's just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's expensive. Let's just put it that way. Alexa, turn off heater. I gotta fix this video. See, it's making me look pretty washed out here. So let's see if I can fix this. All right, so I have two webcams. And so I have two webcams, and one is on me and one's on the thing. And in my DSLR, see, this one doesn't stutter, but it requires me to be really close to the camera, which is annoying because it's right in my face. You can see that from the. This is a 922. In fact, this 922 is dying. It doesn't even zoom half the time. I was lucky to get it to zoom this morning. It's not morning anymore. I was gonna try to do my my gosh, cord right in my face too. I was going to try and do my scenario 4, 5, whatever it is, and I ran out of time. It took too long. So I've got paint to put on all kinds of things. I can't guarantee anything's going to get done. I can't guarantee I'm going to get that far, but I do have a few hours. I just gotta get paint down. Start slapping paint on things. And all my paint pellets are dried out because I left them open. I mean, they would have dried out anyway because I didn't have. I haven't painted in a while, so you don't paint in a while. Things dry out. I need to order myself a real paint palette too. I want to get one of these red grass ones. Seen a couple. Squidmar recommended them, and I looked at them. They are really nice, and they do get good reviews. So I'm definitely interested. I got this thing for Christmas. This mat. It's a red grass mat. But I really need to get the paint palette, so I'll probably order that soon. That's one thing that's at least not too expensive. Alright, new palette, ready to go for now. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have so many things, so much to paint, and not enough time to do it in. And I think I have to hold this pretty high, like right about here, to be seen. Ugh, it's really high. Alright, so I just gotta get used to painting high again. No comfort for me. So she's not great, but I haven't gotten very far with her either. I mean, she's really kind of in progress. So I mean, like all this stuff, all the body, all that stuff around, all that's not even painted. That's just primered. This I kind of worked on, but it's not very smooth. You can see it's kind of speckly. I think that's the primer. The primer kind of speckled. It didn't like. I was thinking about painting him, but he's not even ready for prime time. I mean, he's an Algox guy. This girl, I need to get some paint on, but I don't know if she can be painted yet. I need to primer her. So I think it's a female. It's a female Algox from FrostHaven. She's a character now that we can play. So I have to get that one done, or just not gonna have any color on her. So I want to get some primer on that at least. Other guys that need to be worked on. These two characters aren't even in FrostHaven. These are from the D&D campaign we're running. And now this character has made her appearance, so she's pretty close to done, but I want to get some basing on her. I'm not doing a ton with her. That's Lulu, the Hollyphant, or the Heffalump, if you're a Winnie the Pooh fan. And then I haven't given her any eyes of any kind, so I probably should work on that. And then this is the guy I'm using for Agden, who happens to be journeying with them in their trip to the first level of the 9 levels of hell in Avernus. Yeah, long story. He didn't want to be hunted down by Bob Lorna. He asked for their protection. They said, "Fine, come with us." So now he's with them, and he's a member of their party for at least a little while. I'm working on that. I'm the DM. I got to figure out how that's going to work out. So, yeah, there are plenty of things going on. So, you know what I don't have? I don't have my chat up. I got to get my chat going here. Just a moment. I mean, I do, but it's way over there. So I'm going to turn on my phone here so I can see chat a little bit more friendly like. Restream. Logged in and the wrong thing. There we go. Okay, so now I've got chat. I've got it available to me anyway. It doesn't let you full screen the chat, which is kind of annoying, but I can still see it, so I guess that's all that matters. Alrighty, troops, let's see here. And this character, yeah, she's just a character I wanted to paint, but she's not going to get any time because she's not priority. I don't even know what this character is all about. This character was this was a test subject. People were painting test colors on her, and people like my son, kids, or whatever, or I don't remember. But so she's been just so you can see what it looked like, and then she was being used in a campaign. And somehow she floated to the top. All right, so here's Royce and Adrian. First and foremost, got to get some paint on them, because the goal is keep getting some paint on those guys at least a little bit each time before the next scenario. And since I'm planning to do another scenario coming up, I should probably do that. And these characters, I don't even know why they're over here. They're just more characters that simply need to find place in their case place. All right. What do I want to put on her now? Let's get some stuff on her banner. What do you banner, the pole, whatever you want to call those things. Maybe some leather around the outside of them. Guess I can put some. She's also got a sword here. All right. Can't keep talking. Gotta start doing here. Somebody mentioned doing like a speckled falcon. I kind of like that the idea of the speckled falcon. I think that was TDL, one of my other followers who checks in every now and then. 2-day leftovers. I'm trying to decide what kind of armor she's wearing. She does have some pretty interesting armor. Let's get some steel on her, I guess. We'll go with the classic armor. That's natural steel. Is that a good thing for armor? Yeah, sure. What is iron normally? Steel or iron or something. This is just, really, I'm just going with this color because it's dark. It'll be a good underlay version, and then I can put some silver over the top or something for highlights. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. I do have FrostHaven up behind me. It's not set up, but it's out. So I did a video for I'm gonna put it on TikTok, but I gotta speed it up. I did a video. It's a timed video to see how long it takes to do things like set up Gloomhaven. I have Gloomhaven. So I said, let's do it. Let's do a Gloomhaven setup video. And so how long did it take to take Gloomhaven out of its base state and get it ready to play? No, this isn't like set up for a scenario. This is like set up to play, just to have it in a play ready state. So basically what I did was I turned, I popped all of the, man, it's because it's a big game, right? So when somebody buys something like that, it's like, what kind of commitment am I making if I buy this thing? Well, I'll tell you, you're making a pretty good commitment. It took me, I think, an hour. I want to say it was an hour and a half to take the entire thing down, pull it out, pop everything out, and sort all of the bits into baggies, and sort the monsters into baggies with their cards, because that's how you do it in FrostHaven, right? It's how they suggest, and you get a monster bag ready, which has the cards, and Gloomhaven's easier because it doesn't even have you don't have to sort out the little what do you call it, the initiative token you use to kind of track and who's going first. They don't have that in Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven has less stuff. So tell you what, it took me probably a lot longer to do the FrostHaven one. But FrostHaven gives you a guide and tells you exactly where to put everything. Gloomhaven, all I knew for sure was that. So I did it like somebody who might open it up and go, okay, this is what I can at least do without reading the rules, without getting in there and start learning all of the bits and parts, because they don't give you a guide like FrostHaven does. So you have to basically figure out how you want to store everything. And you'll notice when I do this, when I load it up, I'll load it up, I don't know when, tomorrow, later in the week, I don't know, sometime soon. It only has, it's a lot less going on in the game, for one thing. I mean, I was surprised at how much is in there. Okay, so there are city events and road events. You can buy and sell stuff, but it's not like you have to go to any particular type of store to do it, so you don't have that limitation. Okay, so I'm having trouble figuring out what part of this scroll is armor, what part should be leather. It's almost like she's only wearing like armor top, but the rest underneath her should be. Because it's weird shaped. It's got like a shape on the bottom, and you're like, how does that work? How would you actually wear that? It would have to be over some kind of a leather undergarment, because this thing would be really uncomfortable if you're wearing it on top, like straight up on your skin, or that's my thought anyway. Now, I know my stream says FrostHaven. It's because I'm working on the FrostHaven minis. So I apologize if you wanted to see me playing FrostHaven. The goal for that is tomorrow. So I do plan to do that. I shall get to it, I promise. I still haven't committed to doing any stickers in FrostHaven. I have, it tells you put a sticker here, or put a sticker there, and I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. So I haven't. Oh, she's got like a mongoose fur on her upper. I mean, it's like, I think this is the tail of the mongoose, and it wraps around her head and comes out here. But then she's got armor on. So I'm like trying to figure out. She's definitely got a weird. She's warm. She's in FrostHaven. She's got a mongoose fur, or basically a mongoose, or whatever kind of animal it is, wrapped around her neck. Speaking of mongoose, my D&D campaign this week. All right, so the campaign said that this wizard that they met was turned into a what was it? Not a raccoon. A rat, or something like that. A long time ago. It may not have been a rat. I can't remember even. And I go, well, I have this mini that I painted a while back, and it's more of a mongoose. So I decided he was turned into a mongoose. So he's a mongoose. And he's tiny. So, I mean, he's a tiny figure, and that's what the character's thing said. He's a tiny figure, so it's all right. I got tiny. He's not a rat, but it's not a raccoon. I forgot what the original was. I mean, I can look it up. I don't care. The point is, I altered him from what he was supposed to be to a mongoose. Now, it's even quite possible that what I have is not even a mongoose. He might be more like a ferret. The figure I have, he just has that shape, and I go, you know what? Ferrets and mongooses look pretty close, so it really doesn't matter. And I painted him gray like a mongoose. So. Mongooses are cool. Ferrets are kind of eh. Mongooses kill snakes. Ferrets get eaten by them. So I think I'll go with the mongoose. I'm thinking that's cooler. There's nothing impressive about the ability to get eaten by something. Oh, this bird or falcon on her shoulders. I wonder if they got this cool picture of a falcon. Does she actually ever get to summon a falcon? That does something. I don't know. Distract the enemy. Enemy gets disadvantaged with the falcon flopping around its head. I don't know. Just seems like you create the figure. Let's create some cards that play into it. So far, I think she just mostly summons banners, but she can summon people too, but it's not like her main thing. Yep, I keep talking about one of these days I'll do NMM. That's non-metallic minis. Painting. where you paint it to look like metallic, but it's not actually using metallic paints. And I think that's, it looks so good. I mean really, metallic paints look okay too, but it's just something about that a non-metallic painting. But it just takes a lot of skill. I'm just an average painter, folks. So if you're watching me for learning tips, about best you're going to get out of me is, I don't know, ideas. Certainly not. I would not recommend, I can't recommend much of what I do as a learning opportunity. I can tell you what I know, but not what I can accomplish. I'll tell you, NMM looks pretty awesome. But I can't say that I can do it because I've never done it. And you got to know how the light is going to hit it. Even so, I've seen people like they use these light camera things. They'll like take a picture of the Mini and have it hit in a certain way, and then they'll like, okay, well the light's coming from there and there, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of work. I just want to pick the Mini up and start painting it, man. I don't want to go through all that. It's hard enough. I don't have enough time to be trying to plot these guys out with photograph or photo studios, and it's not like I'm entering any tournaments. That's not true. I've entered a couple of painting tournaments. Just like I don't really enter them expecting to win. I just want to see, if they'll at least give me comments, suggestions, things that I might be able to accomplish to make it better. So if you're in the Northwest, here in the Western Washington area, you are welcome to join us. Tonight we're going to be at Zulu's Board Game Cafe. Playing board games. Nope, no FrostHaven. Or Gloomhaven, sorry. I haven't found anybody who wants to commit to that kind of a commitment. That's why I solo it. Right now we've only got a few people planning to show up, but that's right. How many do you need for a board game, right? I mean, if we get more, you end up having to play 2 board games anyway, so. Alright, let's get some, where else can I put, I'm sure I'm missing something with this silver. I feel like I can put it on our back, but she really doesn't have any space for, you can't really see her armor in the back. I feel like I'm missing some under her, she might even have armor going all the way up her arm here. That's probably something I'm missing. They're kind of a gloves. figure this big old clumpy thing on his shoulder has to be metal. It's way too big to be anything else. I mean, I guess it could be a really thick piece of leather, but look how thick that is. Her arm's way back here, and this thing goes way up on her shoulder, so it has to be metal. You know, when you look at it closely, it might even be like some other kind of weird animal. It's got a long nose, like a platypus. Unless that little tip there isn't his nose. I don't know what that is. It could be some other thing. But she's got more of this arm or shoulder thing on the other arm. I probably should paint it up. So my wife and I have been struggling to find new shows to watch lately. I think we watched everything. We've gotten kind of ahead of the curve. We've over splurged, and we've watched everything. And we're like, well, okay. To be fair, that's not true. We've watched all the shows that both of us would be interested in watching together. She watches a lot of her free time TV, which is definitely more than my free time TV, is like reality shows and that kind of thing. Me, like my free time TV stuff I watch is, you know, action and Marvel shows, which are action too, but I mean, you know, fantasy, that kind of stuff. I watch all the classic guy trope type things. She's more of like, she likes the true story of Jeffrey Dahmer and true story of whoever other psychopath is out there right now. She's watching one with the stalkers. It's like, I was a stalker. All they need to do is put teenage in there. I was a teenage stalker. But that said, she's that's kind of what she's been into lately. And so, but shows that we both watch are usually a little bit more neutral, a little bit more actiony, but not like, as she calls them, murder shows. She calls them murder shows, and I give her a hard time. I'm like, wait a minute, you don't like the guy murder shows, as you call them, where somebody gets killed and somebody has to go out and then I go, but you watch all this reality about murderers. You just like to watch all of those crazy shows about people who actually did it in real life. At least the stuff I'm watching is fake. I think she stopped calling my shows murder shows after I said that. It's like, yours are more murder shows than mine are. Mine aren't even real. So she could have lost her argument there. But she still doesn't like it for some reason. She doesn't like to see it, okay? Because it was like, when those shows, they don't show you anything. They just tell you what they did. So it's not really not technically no real murder going on in it. I mean, yes, these guys did it, but they're not showing it to you. Unless it's one of those shows that go as far as to try to like reenact it and stuff, which is... Oh, and I've been playing a lot of Marvel Snap. That's my latest video game. That's one of those things I can stream, but I don't. Because like I said, I don't stream too much video games. Because I'm usually just playing them off the cuff. You know, I don't plan them. Rarely I'll sit down at my computer and play, but a lot of times I'm just squeezing in a few Marvel Snap rounds while I'm doing something else, like waiting for a build or something on my work. I'm just like, well, I need this thing to finish so I can do my thing. So let's go ahead and get in a game of Marvel Snap. All right, let's check Adrian, see if he's got anything that needs. I'm sorry, Royce. See if Royce has got anything that needs some silver in. That's interesting. I put some bronze on, but I didn't even put it on the inside of his leg there. That was weird. Why did I do that? He's more of a bronze character, because that's what I went with. How's my paint doing here? I need some more paint in my bottle here. I'm sorry, I need some more rinse in my rinse jar. So, give me a half second while I go take care of that. So why do I have two bottles, you ask? Or two rinse containers? Now you probably don't ask, because you probably couldn't even see them until just now, until I put them down. But no, I used to, because one is just clean water, and I use it to like mix with paints, and then the other one is just for rinsing my brush. All right, let's see here. Find my. Oh, I see the problem is here. My paint stand is not connected properly. Amarillo. It says Amarillo on it. I'm not just speaking Spanish because I'm showing off. Rest assured, I wouldn't want to get into a show off your Spanish speaking skills contest, because I would lose, for I am not really all that fluent. All the Spanish I've ever learned comes from school. Never had a chance to immerse. My grandparents spoke it fluently, but they didn't really speak to anybody. Even my parents, they didn't really teach them Spanish either. So none of my parents didn't know. And even though all my grandparents, my mom's and my dad's parents, knew Spanish, they just never really taught it to my parents. My uncles and aunts, none of them. So, yeah, it's like, why? Oh, that's not red, that's skin. Yale. Pew. Yale. Here's a red. Here's a red. Alrighty. This is just a red and yellow, and I kind of use to make orange. Or highlights for the color I'm doing on the banner here. And the banner just looks a little wonky, so I'm going to give it a little touch up. I'm not a fan of wonkiness, you know. Wonky. You'll hear me say that a lot. I don't know. It's like things go wonky. Things go all out of whack. So they're wonky. Color just isn't quite right. It just looks. I don't know. Inconsistent. Term I guess I'll go with. Maybe not blended enough. Too much of the the weird black the priming, like I said, kind of speckled. Did a zenithal priming, but obviously didn't do a very good job. Well, either that or I just didn't shake the can well enough. It's just not smooth. So now here I am touching it up with a brush to try to get the smooth in there. I'm using red as my dark parts of this, and yellow is my light parts, and it just makes the orange be more orange, right? To a little bit of it's red and yellow. Don't wait for it to dry, and just kind of let things come what they will, you know? Alright, let's get some more yellow. Working on my yellow parts. Call it wet blending, if you will. It's probably not really. I mean, it is. The thing's wet, so and if things don't dry, then they stay wet, right? They blend. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Try to keep doing this until I don't see the obvious transitions. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's probably not so good. So one of the things I've been doing, or I started doing just on my last stream, which really wasn't even a scenario on the FrostHaven thing, but adding some notes from the previous session, like things I learned, you know, like for one, learn some rules. Oh yeah, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. So I haven't actually played through I don't think I played a scenario yet where I did the whole thing correctly. So there's always something. Or sometimes it's both good and bad things, you know, or I've done things that help me unfairly, incorrectly gave myself a hand. But other things would be like just the opposite. It's like it just made it more difficult. I'm like, oh, like one of the key things is the ability to throw away a card and save yourself from being dead. So I ended like 2 of my early scenarios simply because I died and I didn't. And I was like, oh, one shot kill. Okie doke, that was fun. Let's try this again. So I went through several times the scenario having died because I took big hits and I didn't do anything about it because I didn't know. Apparently you can discard a card right from your hand and take care of that. So, you know, you just think, oh, that's a little too big of a hit. I can't handle it. Let's go ahead and give up a card. And so once I started doing that, that was good. And doing the other thing correct. And the other thing I was doing wrong was, like, I was thinking you could only play your cards. You could only play the cards you couldn't play down to 0, is what I'm saying. Or I would not let myself have 0 cards in my hand. So I had to always, basically I always had to rest before I, basically I was skipping a turn. I was not giving myself the option to play the full round. Which is, of course, bad because you run out of cards because every time you rest you have to get rid of a card. And so, yeah. That was a learning thing. Well, you know, live and learn. More and more. It's like one of the things I couldn't figure out how, like, I was apparently not giving my barracks full charge either. Because apparently when they're built, they're basically full. And the only reason you would ever build a soldier is like if one dies, like you sacrificed it or whatever. Because you sacrifice it if the city's attacked, but, you know, my city hasn't been attacked yet. I'm too early in that. So you might sacrifice them, but then you can build one, you know, the next time you come back. And so that's how you build them. And then if you upgrade it, so I don't even know how to upgrade. I thought maybe, I was thinking that it was like it upgraded when you filled it up with soldiers. But that's not right. But now I know. And the front of this is pretty good, but I haven't really spent much time on the back of it. Yeah, it's dark back there, but it should be closer. More painted than it is. Alrighty, so I think I got the banner at least colored correctly. Mostly. I feel like it's a little better than it was, a little smoother. You know, we'll see how that, when it dries, if it's truly better. I think the whole point is to try to get it so it doesn't look like I changed, like it was just me changing colors in the middle and it doesn't look all on lines, you know. There should not be a line between the red and the yellow transitions, or red and orange transitions. It should just kind of look like it naturally, just looks darker in the middle. Okay, close enough. All right, so let's see what else we got. Does Royce have anything that we want to go? Royce is looking a lot like his colors are kind of flailing about. They're not sticking. Let's do something with Royce. Let's get some black. Black, 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 black. What is that? I don't know what that is. That must be another weird... Huh. Another corporeal shadow. How about some black, brown, something like that. Something dark, but not black. Because here, black and brown, that'll work. Now I would be using the tiny dots even if I had a different, the tiny amounts of paint I put on my palette, because these guys are small and almost everything I paint doesn't take very many drops. Doesn't take very many drops at all, so I gotta... I think I want to do the edges of this. So maybe I should have went black. It's just not enough contrast. There you go. It's not a ton of contrast though, so it's like I kind of want it to be more explicit, like they actually look like they are designed to be black on the edges. But there's also the cartoon approach, I guess is what they call it, where you actually paint black lines around everything. And it kind of has a cartoony look, but it also makes everything pop. Every border, every line, every separation is black. And a nice, deep, obvious black. Sometimes, you know, a thick enough line that it doesn't just look like it's just there, but it's actually designed to be a black line. So it has an interesting look. It's actually not a bad look. I've done it. I don't know that I've ever done an entire character like that though. I've done like parts. And it just does make things pop really nice. But it's not natural, right? Because things don't actually have black lines around them like that. You only do it around the outside edges. Like black would not be like on a top or an edge, you know, a hill part, a high part. It would only be around the edges of something. If you want to do something around the high part, you got to do highlights or something like that. I really don't like his face. It has no detail on it. His character's weird looking. He's got weird fingers too. They like wrap around all funky. But that's a screw up of the print. See, I think what happened here is like these fingers are supposed to wrap like right here, but there's something about the dagger gets all screwed up and it actually ends up printing like way off. So the fingers look all extended and they wrap around the outside edge all distortedly. Now, I don't think anybody's going to be able to see that when it's in, you know, tabletop view, but it still bugs me because I'm buggable. I just think, like, no, why does it have to be that way? I'm trying to get some lotion. My hands are dry here. It's a little better. My hands get weird when they get dry, so it's like I gotta stop. Stop it! Go away, man! Leave me alone. Hey, let's see. So I got. One of my favorite pizza places texted me, said they're going to be closed today. No, it's just their standard. You know, they got one of those. They use their text to send you coupons and deals like that. It's not like they say, oh, let's let Ken know, make sure he doesn't come in today. No, it's not that. Not that. Maybe one of my favorites. They don't know me from Squiddle. My wife and I used to go there a lot for lunch when I used to work in the area. It's called Rally's Pizza. They don't exist anywhere else because there's only one of them. But, yeah, all right. Let's do something with this head thing on his head. That kind of bugs me. It just bugs me not being something done to it. So, he's got, I guess what? Metal? Let's sure. Let's make it a metal thing. Whatever. I don't know what it is. It's I'm gonna have these little orbs that are in the middle be like different colors, blue and red maybe. These, it's like he has some kind of a. I mean, he's got a weird. He's a blink blade, right? So he's got like. I don't know, his abilities come from some kind of equipment on his back. Gives him hyper speed. Is it hyper speed? Time manipulation, whatever you want to call it. I decide what can I spend when I go down to Zulu's, it's probably my favorite board game place that we go to. You got to keep these places in business. In other words, you got to help them out. Go down there and spend a little money. So every time I go, I try to make sure I spend something, even if it's only a few bucks. Just contribute. It's a really cool store, though. They've done a lot of work on making the place look really cool. Somebody had a dream and they made it happen. Kind of looks like a castle or an old style brick building. I mean, it's just cool. Kind of a castle / inn, like fantasy looking thing. They did a lot. Now, some of it's a facade, but some of it's actually real. They did the construction and they've expanded it a couple of times. They made the back bigger for more gaming. Somebody had some money. And they said, you know what? I have some money. Let's make this store. And so they did. Don't know if it wasn't. I don't know if inheritance, they win the lotto, do they already work their lives and just go, you know what, I've worked enough. I've made a bajillion money off of Microsoft and I'm opening a game store. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I have no idea what they did. But because keeping a game store open, that's not easy. So you got to have a lot of patience and time and money and build that following up. There's plenty of people out there to play, just that, it's not a highly lucrative business. Especially when you only have one store. Right? They've got two. Well, it's weird. They actually have one and a satellite in the same area. And the satellite has like their what do you call it? Not their D&D, their miniatures. Mostly it's like Warhammer and junk going on. So people go to the satellite thing, which is only a block or two away. So when I say in the same area, I mean like in the same area. It doesn't compete with them because it doesn't have the same stuff. Same kind of stuff. Okay, so it looks like what I've got here are two things that are holding down this thing, and two that actually have the orbs on it. So I'll paint the orbs on it. I don't know if they're goggles. Maybe there's some kind of goggles that he can pull down over his eyes. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should paint them blue. He just doesn't have them on. They connect to the front, pulls them down over his face. So that when he goes zip-zapping through time or whatever, he's zip-zapping through time. Zip-zapping through time. And then they have their other area, their main area, has like all their board games, and they play their card games, Pokemon, and Magic, and all that kind of stuff. Now the X case and Mage cage things I have here are designed to be transferable, and I've got a transportable. So I oftentimes will build like a small case with my minis and my thing and my all these little paint palettes, and I'll go to a game store and just hang out, paint there. It's pretty fun. I think if I was going to though, I'd probably go like hang out at their miniatures satellite area. Seems like a better place to hang out. But I don't know if they have just hangout space down there. You know, it'd be good though. I think I know what I'll buy. I bought this app, or not bought this app. I downloaded this app. I didn't buy it because it was free. I mean, it wasn't even a paper one, whatever. It lets you track your paints. It's just an inventory thing. It's called Paint Deck or something like that. Anyway, so I put a bunch of my paints in it, but they carry Citadel paints, Games Workshop. And I need some more technicals, but I can never remember what I have. But since I did that paint deck thing, I can actually look at it and go, okay, let's sort out my Citadels. What do I have? What do I don't have? And let's start adding some Citadels. So I should probably do that, because I think I have most of them in there. I should probably check. I got to meet them at, we're meeting at 4 today, so. Time is it? 2 o'clock, so I got an hour and a half maybe. But if I want to go to the satellite office, or satellite thing, I have to get there a little earlier. Especially if I don't want to walk. It's only a block, but... Or even if I do want to walk, I need more time. Probably even more so. Because, gotta leave early and... This character is interesting. Kind of a cool figure. I'm not exactly sure what these little flippy things are on him. Is that a skirt? Makes him look like a flower. You know, and I need to touch it up, but I don't remember what it is. That's why I haven't touched it up. That's like something demon. I think it was Demon Brown. I want to say Demon Brown. So, okay, these are my Citadel paints, which I'm pretty sure I put them all in there already. I don't have that many. I have Army Painter and stuff. So, and the reason I'm grabbing these is because I'm going to try to put them all in so that when I go to when I go down there, I'll show you what this app does. See this Demon Brown? Shadow Black Skin. Huh. Nope. Oh, Werewolf Brown? Maybe it was Werewolf Brown. I don't know. It's one of those browns. I don't know what the difference between Demon Brown and Werewolf Brown is, but... I don't have a ton of Citadel, so these are... It's kind of it, other than my technicals that I bought. Yeah, I'm... and then this guy, the one I was using there. And I think that's about it for my Citadel paints. Yeah, I have a pretty sparse selection of Citadel. Got a couple of P3s. I'm not even sure how I got those because they don't sell them at Zulu's. And most places don't sell P3 paints around here. So I don't actually know how I got the P3 paints. I must have bought them like at a convention or something. And then I have this. I have a Nuln Oil. Okay. People talk about Nuln Oil all the time. And I don't know. I almost never use it. They always talk about how great it is. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread, they say. And I go, well, I don't know. I mean, sliced bread is pretty good. I don't know if it's the greatest thing though since. I mean, come on. There's got to be some things that are pretty good that have come out since sliced bread. No, I don't know. I just said, I don't think it's all that, right? No, and I have this not liquid. It's called liquid green stuff. It's not really liquid, but it's a much softer, mushier stuff that acts like green stuff. It gets hard and it's hard to green. You kind of paint it on, create your surfaces. And then I have a lot of Army Painter. So they have Army Painter paints, but those are in another. That's in their main office. So here, I'm gonna show you this app. Just a minute. Got to turn on my. I got to turn on my app. Just a minute. Just a minute. I'm coming up with it. I gotta find the image. almost there. Hold on. Okay, so it's pretty small, but it'll do the trick. So this app is, it's, you know, inventory apps are actually pretty cool if they're designed well. What is this one called? Paint Deck? Here's a question. I don't remember where I put it. Oh, here, Paint Rack. Here it goes. Paint Rack. Now, if I were to go to my Citadel paints, according to this, I have 8, 9. Obviously, what's in front of me is more than 9. So, what have I got here? What is this one? White Scar, which I believe is that one. And then I've got real yellow, which I don't even have out here, but that's right there. I didn't even open that case. I didn't even realize I had any cases in there. All right, already in there. So this one is liquid green stuff. Well, obviously that's the one I just showed you, which I already put away. And then I have Flesh Terrors Red. I don't know which one that is. Gilliam Flesh Terrors Red. I have to kind of go through and Gullimon Flesh. And then I have Guillemot Flesh. Hard Coat, which I believe is this one, which is just a outside. It's a technical paint. Oh, that's Hard Coat. See, these colors aren't very good. It's not silver. It's white. Martian Iron Earth, which is that one. And then we have Astral Granite, which I believe is that one. And I have Valhalla Blizzard, which is that one. So I know these other ones are in here. So now they have this app, so just called Rapid Scan. I said start. So it's supposed to be able to scan this puppy in. Trying to find out where I can put it so it's actually gonna see it. Usually it works pretty good. It's not doing so good right now. Trying to take advantage of my light here, but it's not grabbing it. No, it's not seeing that one. You can put them in manually. It's just more of a pain in the butt. Alexa, turn on Dynamic Duo. Yeah, that doesn't even provide any extra light. I can't turn on my flashlight, but then it's just glary. So. Alright, that one doesn't want to work. Sometimes you just got to give up, and then you can enter manually afterwards. Wow, does it really work? It's not working good at all. Like I said, usually it works really good, but it's not seeing any of these. I don't know, maybe it's too round. These are small bottles. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize how crappy. Wow. It's really blurry to you. Okay, well, there you go. There's the quality of scan. Let's see if it'll even notice this one. Maybe that's the problem. It's just, yeah, see, I had no problem figuring out game color ink. These are just tiny little scan barcodes, and it's having trouble reading them. I don't think I can even get close enough. Huh, no. So there is another thing I can try. I'm surprised because I think I've done these before, but it worked fine. But huh, there we go, Dark Angel. That took forever. See, let's try that. I haven't tried that with these other ones. I just kind of wrote, hey, wait, Militarum Green Hill. Well, whatever I'm doing, it's working now. Oh, did I speak too soon? May have spoke too soon. Oh, there you go. So it's all in the wrist, apparently. Alright. And this one's like this is the null oil. Let's see if it knows null oil. It's classic, everybody knows null oil. Except this. Huh. Nope. No amount of rotating and twisting this one's going to make it work. Blurry again. So it doesn't know what it's focusing on. Stop looking for other things to focus on. Alright, so that didn't work. Last one. Most of them I got to work, but that... I don't know what it's focusing on that is, it thinks it's better to focus on. All right, well, that's it. So I only got 2 of them that failed. Ultimately, took too long. Not as rapid scan as you would think. So I go view scan paints. I say add all paints. And then you can do this, where you go, where to go? Where you don't scan. Set switch color rapid scan feedback. Oops. Where are you? I think you just have to go, let's see here. I don't know what that one is. Show my paint, mega filter, paint type. Oh, that's just a filter on the paints. Okay, so barcode scanning, not gonna work. I need to do this by number. I need to add it in manually because it's too dumb. Library, feedback. Where's just the add? Could have swore there was a spot where you could just add. I can add sets, but that don't help me any. Color tools, feedback. All right, let's do feedback. Next feature, where do you, favorite feature, next paint manufacturer to add. Where did you hear about us? Favorite feature, any other comments? Well, scanning is nice, but it doesn't work half the time. Next paint, I don't know what paint manufacturers there are. Geez, do I even know any of these people? Don't care. Choose location. Where did you hear about us? Probably Reddit. How do I do other comments though? Oh, there we go. Gotta let them know, man. Gotta let them know. All right. If you want to write me, KennethI@RomeroFamily.com, man. Just come write me and say hi. So, what is that? Wish list? No wish list paints found. Oh, that's just stuff I want to buy. Doesn't help me any. If I go to library and I go here, it says list view of manufacturers. They can sort by whatever that is, filter by whatever that is. But there is no ad. Got more paints in here now, though. That is goofy. Why would I not be able to? Oh well. You can see that they've got problems. What if I go to start, and what if is there a way to just add a paint? Nope. See, I found that one in like 2 seconds. 2 seconds, I tell you. Alright, colored ink. I don't even know why I'm doing this right now. Alright, I just wanted to get the Citadel ones in there, and it doesn't even recognize Nuln Oil. How am I supposed to deal with that? Now, maybe it would do better if I didn't wrap these things around a tiny little bottle. It's like it's having trouble reading. It says it's already scanned. Say, liar! It is not. I am, okay, as you can well see, I'm kind of stubborn. Oh. And it won't let me put it in manually. So, yeah. But, okay. Library, Citadel. Yeah, see, there's no liquid green stuff in here. Oh, not liquid green stuff, but they need to let you add manually, though. Okay, that's it. That's it for now. The only things I have here, though, that didn't go in were Nuln Oil and this Screaming Bell. Oh, what did I just do? Did I kill my phone? Did my phone just die? Nope. Alright, let's get back to it. Let's get back to painting, folks. My time is limited, and I'm wasting all of it. this is a skill of mine. I'm actually quite good at it. I can waste time with the best of them. So let's put some of these paints away. Yeah. Oh, crashing. Everything's blowing up, folks. Dropping it all off. Ah, things are tipping over. Phones are falling. Lights are flipping over. It's a mess. It's a disaster. It's tragic. All right, tragic may be overstating it just a little bit. I get it. But, you know, it's all for the glory of the story, you know? I gotta put some stuff away so it's not in my way. Don't need white scar to put in there. The reason I went with black brown earlier is because mostly I was being stubborn. So, like, if I can't find what I'm looking for, screw it, find something else. So, one thing you might not know about me is I am a chocolate fan, dark chocolate. And every year, my family buys me dark chocolate cordial cherries. They usually buy me a couple boxes. And it takes me probably 3 months to get through them all. I like this stuff, but I know that it's, you know, not something you want to overindulge in. So they buy me all this chocolate. And it usually takes me about 6 months to go through all of it. I mean, I got some dark chocolate cordial cherries, and I got some Lindt chocolates. And so I'll kind of, whenever I need a snack, I'll just kind of pull one out of my drawer here and dig in. Usually by 6, 8 months into the year that's gone, and I'm like, oh, I need some chocolate. And then it's like, oh, Christmas is coming. So I just got to hold on. Sometimes I'll buy myself some, but cut it off, Maynard. Now these ones aren't like C's or anything. They're just the classic ones you find like a Safeway or whatever. They're Queen Anne. How can people not like cordial cherries? There are people who say, no, I don't like cordial cherries. I think it's mostly because they don't like the maraschino. See the maraschino in there? Why? All right, back to it. Let's get some more color on. Oops. Yes, I use a headset for magnification. Makes me see the details. Must see the detail. I'm darkening up this guy's clothing a bit. Make it just look a little smoother, you know? haven't really figured out what color I'd like to highlight this guy with. What's a good brown highlight? Light brown, tan. Now, I'm notoriously bad at creating enough contrast with my highlights. People say, "Oh, you know, more contrasty the better." But I have a hard time committing to like really bold choices, as it would be. Here's the thing about contrast paints, and this character is really kind of making this problem pop out. Okay, contrast paints they're all about the pigment flowing easily. Like it moves into the crevices really good. Okay, and if your model is not perfect, not designed well, or it's got a lot of mold lines, it's going to amplify those mold lines because it sinks right up against them and it shadows them and puts a shadow all around your mold lines. And you're like, why is it so dark right there? It's because there's a mold line there, and it's just all of the thin fluids with the pigment flowed right into the mold line, and it just sat there, creating a shadow effect. Now the idea is that the shadow effect is supposed to improve the appearance by amplifying, falling into the crevices that are supposed to be there and making those shadowy like they're supposed to be. But it has a tendency to not always work that way, because it flows right into the things. It amplifies the flaws in the figure, which is problematic. See, like this guy's got flaws going all the way up his leg. It's really annoying. If you're trying to clean up said flaws, like I might need to scrape it. I might need to get rid of some of these mold lines because I don't like them. Plus I can't tell what's the leg and what's the mold line and what's the skirt thing he's wearing. Yeah, I know. I call it a skirt because it looks like one. Why am I calling it a skirt? Because it looks like a skirt. That's why. But if I don't clean it up, I'm not going to be able to paint the parts right because I can't tell what's what. Oh, did my image go off? My screen went off. It's alright. That is on. Anyhow, so he's got, oh I see, he's got whatever that thing's on his skirt running up in between his legs too. I need to cut that out, it shouldn't be there, but no, it's supposed to be there, never mind. Alright, let's get a razor. Time to get a razor. Not a razor, a knife. X-Acto knife to be exact. Alright, so this piece here has a flaw in it I don't like, so I'm getting it out. Alright, that piece is kind of cut back. Now I gotta fix this leg piece because it's driving. Oh yeah, here. Can't do that on the magnet because it pulls my knife in. Did I mention I'm getting glasses? I wouldn't be using them right here because the magnifying lens is fine. And my glasses are, in fact, the doctor told me, you don't really need them. But if you get them, yeah, it'll probably be a little bit clearer for you. Maybe your eyes won't hurt, get as tired when you're reading or whatever. Because I can read without them, and I don't even have to put my arm, how some people have to put their arm at their reading material at arm's length. I don't even have to do that. So it's really not that. I don't need them that bad yet. Not to say that, there's not the possibility that I will at some point, but right now I bought them anyway because my insurance covers it, and I thought, well, there's no point. I mean, besides, like I said, when I'm reading, my eyes get sore or like really fatigued, and I'm like, I wonder if that would help. And the doctor seems to think it will. So I don't know. It's like weird. I can't, like, when I look up after I'm reading, it just, my eyes are just like, ugh. I don't want to do that no more. It's like, jeez, I have to. And it takes a while, 10, 15, 20 minutes for my eyes to readjust, because it's like everything suddenly everything far away looks not really far away or blurry.
Answer from an Alexa Answers contributor.
I didn't even ask her anything.
Far from simple, it's the definition for a word in crossword puzzles. The solution can be complex, 9 letters.
I don't even know what I said. Alexa, stop. Sometimes she thinks she hears me, so she just decides that she's going to answer some question I didn't ask. It's like, sure, this is what you want to know. And I'm like, but is it? It's like, why are you talking to me right now? Nobody asked you. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. It's like, that's how it feels like when I'm talking to Alexa sometimes, is I have to I treat her like a misbehaving kid. Don't speak unless spoken to. Like a mean school teacher. Alright, I need more color. I need more of this werewolf brown. My dot was a little too small, but another tiny dot like that should probably be more than enough, because I really am close to that working. And then I'll have to put some more of this bronzy stuff that I have down. I really need to make a habit of recording what colors I'm using, though. A lot of people use notebooks or some other way to keep track. What I do is I just forget. And then when I have to make a tweak, I like, new color. It's something that looks something like this. And then I change it, because I don't remember. That's my strategy. That's how my characters change colors in the middle. Like, I think it was this one. Then you start painting like, oops, nope, wasn't that one. Oh well, I guess this guy's gonna be demon brown instead of werewolf brown, or whatever brown it was before. Like, I'm guessing here, I don't even know for sure that this is the right one. I think it is, because it's kind of similar, but I feel like it's darker. Gotta get some color underneath. I don't think I even put color underneath his skirt here last time, because it doesn't look colored at all. And painting this piece underneath. It's not that easy, but at least now I can kind of tell where his leg is. His leg is sticking out from this skirt thing is what it is. It's like, the skirt thing is like going right off the... I haven't gotten around to figuring out how I'm going to highlight this brown, but right now, let's just figure out how to keep it, get it fully on here. Here's another piece I got to cut off. It's just driving me bonkers. It's like you try to work around some parts, and you're like, ah, this is dumb. Why am I trying to work around this? I'm just causing myself pain. Ah! Pain and sorrow. So many things can go so wrong. So many things for tomorrow. So many things bring me sorrow. No, that's not true. I'm actually a pretty easy guy to not. I'm pretty difficult to be sorrowed. I mean, yes, there are things that can make me sad, of course, but I don't actually get too disconcerted by the things in life too much. I don't let the normal things of day-to-day activities bug me so much. Even people who are buggable, you know, those ones that are just like, oh, they seem to be out there to make you unhappy. Everybody's got those in their life. But, nope. I just say, dude, you got issues, but I'm not going to let you bug me. Another fix. It is a big old clump of plastic just sitting there. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it and I ain't gonna take it anymore. I'm sick of it and I ain't gonna take it anymore. I'm calling out to the world. What movie was that? What was... sick and tired and I ain't taking it anymore. All right, Distorto. Royce. You're, I'll call him Distorto. Maybe because he is. He's got all these little weird parts. Of course, both of them did. I had to do some weird stuff to Adrian too. Some special painting. But at least now, he kind of doesn't have the weird blobby parts. Now, yeah, he's got some recessed parts that are much harder to fix because you can't really, it's hard to cut out recessed parts. But at least now, that shoulder looks normal, and the foot looks normal, and his knee looks better. Not normal. I mean, you just gotta tweak it sometimes. All right, let's do the other shoulder. And I was of the feeling that was not a shoulder pad. This metal thing wrapped around it, and it was underneath his arm. I thought it was kind of a cool concept, but I don't think that works because I look at the other side. All right, I look at the other side. It just doesn't look right, so I'm gonna have to do the whole thing as a pad. I'm not sure I can. I may have to blacken it. At this point, I kind of committed to this approach on this side, but I think my approach failed. Because since I look at the other side, I'm like, that's not what it does. I'll tell you this though, these models, the person who models them, it's not their fault. I mean, it's not, the distortions are not their fault. Sometimes I think they get lazy. It's like they don't, they put all these details in, or maybe they weren't paying enough attention to their own details and they put these little extras in. I don't know, unless it's just the plastic being weird, which is possible, when they pull them out of the mold. It is possible that the plastic just went in odd places, but sometimes I like to see, does that weird little spot exist in the original mold or in the sculpt? Now, these are usually, I would imagine most of these are digital sculpts. I mean, I suppose they could do a real sculpt and do a 3D modeling of it and set it up for print, but I tend to think that's not what's going on anymore. These sculptors are basically artists. They just draw what they want, right? It's not, a digital sculpting is different, which is just 3D modeling, right? 3D modeling is not quite the same as sculpting, but if you can visualize it, I think in 3D and be able to do that, I think you could probably come pretty close to doing the same thing. In art, just taking clay or whatever and modeling There you go. It's definitely looking better now. More uniform. Which is the ultimate goal. So he's got like a little canister on his back. He's got a belt. So he's got a lot of little things that still need to be, I don't know, addressed. Let's put some, I don't know, goggles. Does he need, He's definitely getting closer to his coloring, but these tubes he's got, I don't even know where they go. They just kind of sit around this outside of his. They sit around. They don't. I don't know. They're weird. I don't. Like I said, I don't know what the concept is. How is this visually working? Now you know who else needs paint? I need some other guys to get some paint. So I got some paint on them. I can say, hey, they made progress, which was the goal, right? So they got a little bit more paint. They'll get closer. Royce and Adrian will get there. We'll get finished. Probably, but somebody else needs some paint. Okay, so Lulu needs some paint. Let's get something on her. How about some bassy stuff? Haven't really. What does Lulu want for paint? So Astro Granite is kind of a gravelly one. Then there's the crackly one. Man, none of these are great. None of these are great for what I want for Lulu. Yeah, I could put snowy, but I don't really want snowy. Decisions. Lulu, what do you want, man? What's a good base for you? Would it be weird to see what one does? I'm gonna do something weird. I'm gonna use Iron Earth, which is my crackly one, and Astro Granite, which is my dirty one. And I'm just going to see what they do if I put both of them on there. Okay, this is experimental. Astro Granite plus Martian Earth. No idea what it's going to do. It's probably going to be a disaster. But I'm going to try it anyway because I'm feeling the love, feeling the challenge in me. So here we go. All right, so this is Astro Granite. I have no idea what to expect from Astro Granite. I mean, I know this is like a gravelly one, and I'm not a huge fan. It's not really what I'm thinking of. I mean, it's fine and it's in the right situations. I don't know what those are. I've used it. It's fine. It's kind of a mud, so when you want to paint it, you paint it up like a mud color. And I wonder if it'd be like better to let one dry and then put the crackly one over the top. But I don't even know what I want. What would be the crackly? I don't want it to be lava. I'm trying to avoid the lava look. She's not from hell, and she don't live in hell. Even though she's going down to hell with the party, that's not her thing. I have a feeling if I mix it, it won't do anything. It'll just look all the same. It'll just look all gravelly. Because that Iron Earth is not a smooth. It's not a smooth thing either. I didn't really want dirt. I was actually going to go for like just a concrete kind of thing, but this isn't really concrete. It's not very smooth. She's like this character is kind of a, just a cheery character, so I didn't want her base to be. I was thinking grass, but then it's like, I don't know about grass. Clouds would be cool. Oh, that would be like using, but see that snow one, I don't know that snow one's gonna work for clouds. Unless I paint it with a lot of blue in it, like some light blues. Let me think about that. Maybe I will. Thing is, it's kind of a gravelly snow, so it could be like clouds, but it's not going to be a smooth cloud like the billowy. It's going to be like dirty. But I have to put like weird, big, blobby, round blobs of it. Big, blobby, round blobs of it. I don't know how well that works. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put snow because clouds, you know, she's a flying elephant. Who wouldn't want to see a giant elephant? Now, would it be weird to put it on at the same time? It's going to take big, blobby amounts of this. I don't even know if I can. It's really kind of... Stuff's kind of thin. It's almost like... I mean, it'll get hard, but it dries up... See, it's weird. See, it's kind of... Yeah, no, I'm putting it on top of this. Just because... See, it's really wet. So I think in order for that to work, I need to put big, billowy chunks of it. You know what? I'm using a lot of this. How come I'm using so much? Maybe I didn't stir it up enough. We'll just go with a tiny amount over here on the backside. The backside doesn't have as much room for stuff. Just trying to spread it out just a tiny bit too, so that it kind of sort of covers up the... It's like I'm leaving the gray to look through a little bit, so to me it's like, so there's something below it. That's the idea. So if it's really thin, you can see the dark gray underneath. I don't know. See if that concept plays out in reality as well it does in my head. Alright, so I'm going to have to let that dry. I may have to put a little bit more on this other spot, but trying to make these clouds have hope of looking like clouds when it dries, because who knows what it's going to look like when it actually dries, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to buy more of this stuff. I'm using it up. When you put down clumps of stuff, lots of it, it does go through a lot faster. And doesn't seem like a very full bottle to begin with, to be honest. Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face. Yep, that's what came to mind when I started worrying about my gray sky clouds. How much time have I got left? What time is it? Anybody? First person up, 3 o'clock? All right, I'm gonna have to wrap it because I got to go down and maybe pick up some stuff. So I got a little bit more paint on a few more guys. We're getting there. Progress is happening, man. Progress is happening. And I'm gonna go to that one shop and I'll pick me up some different technicals. There's some other technicals that I want to try. I don't know, I'll just pick them up because I like them. Different ways to get basing on. That's really what it comes down to, right? Man, I wish I could find one of these red grass pallets right now, but that's gonna have to wait, sadly. All right, well, if you check this out in post, hey, check out the X Case too. Check out the X Case on Active Minds Games on YouTube and Instagram, Active Minds Games on Facebook, and follow us if it's something you think you'll like. The X Case and Mage Cage are both storage devices for, you can kind of see them in the picture here. See, this is the paints I have set up here. And these are the minis we have over here using the Mage Cage in the X Case. There you go. I don't know how well you can see it. It's probably blurry. Sorry, this is all I got right now. But check it out. And tomorrow I'm going to try and do my stream and play yet another scenario of FrostHaven. The X Case and Mage Cage. Oh, wait, we have Mage Cages in stock. We have magnetic inserts for them in stock. But we don't have any X Cases currently because they are all out of stock because they sold out way too fast for us. And I didn't, sadly, I did not plan for the quick sellout, and the marketing of them sucked up the extra money that came from those, and I didn't make enough of them to make another production run. You know, it's a learning curve, right? So anyway, this time we are going to make enough to make but that also means a bigger Kickstarter. Plus we're going to make a bigger unit, and we're going to make some cool inserts that'll hold your paints in a way that you can actually take them out as like a little set. We're going to make we have some configurable shelving and drawers that can go inside of one of the cases, so you can put some like in half and put big minis in one half, and bigger unit that's twice this or 2 times its dimensions, both up and wide, so you can put bigger minis in there. So yeah, it's got some great plans, but we need your help. We need you to follow us. We need you to tell your friends who might be into minis to follow us. They hold things. They hold everything. Everything that's 3.5 inches tall, no more than 2.5 inches wide, but you can go pretty long if you like, up to 13 inches. You can put big things in there. I mean, I've got some Hot Wheels, collectible die-cast semi-trucks. Get about 2 or 3 of those in one of them. Those are kind of cool too. I've got even some Funko. Now, okay, not all Funko fit. Most of them don't actually. But there are some that are kind of squat, or they're in different lower poses, or they're smaller. You know, I have a whole bunch of mini Funkos in there. You can store your Hot Wheels and your Lego minis, all kinds of cool stuff. And you can set up some pretty nice displays in them. Both the Mage Cage and the X Case. The Mage Cage, the big difference between them is they actually have these little ribs in back that you can put a magnetic strip on the back as well, and it kind of raises the minis in back. Plus, those cases work pretty good with some minis that have clear plastic bases, not clear visually, but they have nothing on them, and they can slide underneath those ribs and hold them. But some of your basic height. The reason we have the X Case instead of the Mage Cage, where we stopped putting the ribs on the inside, is because a lot of minis now have really flat bases and they don't slide underneath the ribs. And changing that up is just too much. And it's just easier to put the flex iron on them. We sell flex iron, you put on the bottom of the minis, they go right into the case, and it keeps them in place so they don't move around when you're traveling to and from, or somebody bumps your display, they just kind of stay there. Now, of course, if you knock your display over, well, sorry, they probably won't stay there. All of them won't anyway. Some of them will. Some of them will still stay on the magnet, especially the ones with the big bases with a lot of flex on them. They'll hold on pretty good. That's it for me today. I'm gonna go game now. We might stream. We'll probably even stream our gaming. So check that out if you're into watching. I don't know what board game we'll be playing. I'm taking Among the Stars. It's one of my favorite games, but I don't know if we'll get to play it. We'll see what. Let's see what the crowd says. What the 2 or 3 other people that are going to join us, and what we all want to join our play. We might play Spirium, which is a kind of a filler game. It's kind of fun too. It's short. You can play it within an hour, and maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But if you don't check it out and you want to watch FrostHaven, that'll be next time. Talk to you later.